welcome to the Magic Mirror. As you can see, it's going to be Jak and Daxter that came out in 2001, and it's also going to be Ratchet and Clank that came out in 2002. But first we're going to start with Jak and Daxter because that's the game that I have been playing more and know a little bit more about. So without further ado, here we go. So yeah, Jak and Daxter is one of my childhood games, almost like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and all of this good stuff. And it actually looks like a mixture of Crash Bandicoot and Mario and a lot of other games combined in a good chunk of good gaming, or how to say that. But I'll show some gameplay here of the game. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really detailed. I love the sound from when you have to save your game till you're collecting eggs and all of the good stuff that there is with the background story and all of this good stuff that is figured out in the game, or how to say that. I think the game within itself is actually a hard game, and I will recommend that you go and watch United Gamer. I'm going to leave a link to him in the description down below so you can go and watch how to do it. I really like the way that he is playing through it, because I remember being on riding that propeller scooter stuff and having a lot of trouble getting further, and I remember switching levels with my brother so he could actually take over. My brother is also a lot better at Jak and Daxter than I ever was, so yeah. I do remember I was the one actually maybe that found all of the eggs, but that took us a really long time. Collecting all of the eggs and getting all of the secret stuff in Jak and Daxter is just really hard, and some of the quest that you have to do is really stupid. I'm sorry, but I think it's pretty funny as well. So yeah, and I must admit the characters, I really like Jak more than I like Daxter, but the jokers out there would love Daxter, and sometimes I think he is pretty funny. So yeah, I will give him that. Something I was actually really surprised about, that there's only the game, there's no movie, and there's no animated series. I tried to look all over the internet today to try to find a movie or an animated series, and I was surprised that there is no such thing. There's things that is spin-offs or fan-made stuff, but yeah, there's no original movie or animated series, and I think that's a little shame, or a little waste. But yeah, I think Jak and Daxter is one of the games that you actually have to try at least once. I think Jak and Daxter had been making a small dent in my childhood as well, or my young teen years, because I remember Jak and Daxter were one of the games that we had that was the first ones on the PlayStation. So yeah, I really do remember all of the good stuff from it, and watching, for example, United Gamer or somebody else play it just makes me really nostalgic, almost when watching people play Crash Bandicoot or Spyro and stuff like that. So that's really great that they have kept the the nostalgic factor and all of that good stuff from the original games. So yeah, but that's actually all for Jak and Daxter, even though that's my favorite game. We will move on to Ratchet and Clank. I don't know a whole lot about Ratchet and Clank, but I think the two games look similar to each other. It's both a main character and a helper, and they're going through levels, and they're Ratchet and Clank, they're building a gun and upgrades to their gun, and in Jak and Daxter you're getting stamina or boosts or what it is to get the dark Jak or the light Jak, and getting a light Jak was really fun. I remember getting the wings and flying and stuff like that. But again, like with Ratchet and Clank, you go through the levels and you find gears instead of eggs, and it's just so similar. I don't know, you guys. It is, of course, it's a different background story, and of course, it is like other atmosphere almost, because like I think Jak and Daxter is more like upbeat and fun and stuff like that, where Ratchet and Clank is also upbeat and fun, but it has like also really serious moments. Now I'm thinking about it, Jak and Daxter also has that, so there's even more similarities that I haven't been thinking about. But Jak and Daxter, or Jak himself, also have got inspiration a little bit from, as I said, Crash Bandicoot and Mario earlier on, and we can see that in the gameplay and stuff like that. And I think like Ratchet and Clank is a little bit more specific with like finding the gears and upgrading your gun to like this big gun, or how to say that, and you could get different kinds to shoot with, and you could use Clank a lot in the games and stuff like that. There are secret levels for Clank. I think like there's also secret levels for Daxter, but that's actually not that much as far as I remember the gameplay. I might be wrong. Put it in the comments down below if there is more of the Daxter secret levels, or how to say that I remember. But I have seen my brother play a lot of Ratchet and Clank, and he's of course fond of both games because like they're so similar, or how to say that. But I do think like he likes Jak and Daxter more. Like I also like Jak and Daxter a little bit more. But Ratchet and Clank has, of course, more content and stuff like that. So, for example, a movie, and it also has like actually a small spin-off series, anime series. I will try to see if I can find it and put a link to it in the description down below. But I have actually watched the movie, and I will say like it was okay for a children's movie, or how to say that. So if you're into that good stuff and you like the games and you just want to see stuff that's not gameplay, or how to say that, I will recommend the movie. I think actually it was one of the better children's movie that were out at that time, or how to say that. Of course, it's not perfect, and there's a lot of stuff in it that I think is a little bit overly childish. But elsewise, I think like that is a really a good thing to go and see with your children. So yeah, that's actually it. And it also takes up some serious issues and has a good theme and stuff like that. That was also something that I was really surprised about with Jak and Daxter, that there is no movie or anime series. I might have mentioned this when I talked about Jak and Daxter, but I really do think like there's a potential for that. Maybe there is, and I'm just like haven't been looking the right places. If I have not found it, please put it in the description down below. I would love to watch the Jak and Daxter movie or Jak and Daxter anime series. So yeah, and it being like Jak and Daxter came out first and then Ratchet and Clank, I think like they got inspiration from each other. Although like I think like Ratchet and Clank has its own specific things that are going on in the game and stuff like that, and it's a little bit more complicated with the Ratchet and Clank stuff. I do remember my brother having a little bit harder time actually completing Ratchet and Clank than Jak and Daxter, or maybe it was vice versa. I don't remember, but I do remember it taking a long time for him to complete. But we had a long time for both of the games, so it also took us a long time with Jak and Daxter. So yeah, that was really great. I don't remember that much of the sounds and all of that good stuff from Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, I won't say that I'm impressed about the sounds. I do more remember the sounds from Jak and Daxter, you know, the classic intro and completing like saving a game and stuff like that. That's more ingrained in my memory, so yeah. But this was actually all for the Magic Mirror today with Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If there is anything that I missed, please put it in the comment down below so I can put it in the description. But elsewise, I hope that you guys had a great time. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that was actually all. Yeah, okay, bye!